All right, welcome to another episode of Slime Fun with Old Man Minecrafting. Today I'm just gonna keep digging through the things that you can make in Slime Fun. Not extremely useful items here, but fun items. So we're just gonna dig right into it. So the first item is Ender Backpack. This is just a backpack that you carry around with you, so you don't have to put the Ender chest on the ground. Right click on it, it opens it. I'm just going to whip through these as quickly as possible. Magic Eye of Ender. If you're wearing an entire full suit of Ender armor, you can just right click to shoot an Ender Pearl with this in your item, and it does not disappear. You just can Ender Pearl around. Not extremely useful, especially as cheap as Ender Pearls are. To make this, it requires an Eye of Ender and 4 Ender Pearls and 4 Ender Lumps. Which are not extremely expensive, but I think that Ender Pearls are pretty cheap. I would just carry around a stack of Ender Pearls. These elemental staffs, these are items that will be used in other items. This magical zombie pills is kind of fun. So I'm going to drop down a zombie villager, and I'm just going to right click with my magical zombie pills. So I'm going to drop him, and then I'm going to right click him with my magical zombie pills. And boom, he's immediately cured. So it's just a right click cure. I think that this item is really useful. As far as what it takes to make, it requires 2 apples, some gold ingots. Now these are vanilla gold ingots, and also magical lumps, which I've said earlier are made from tier 1 magical lumps, which are made from nether wart in a grindstone. So very cheap to make. Other than the potion of weakness, but you're always making a potion of weakness to make splash potions of weakness if that's your thing to turn them, but you're also not using all of that gold to make golden apples. So I think that overall this item is actually somewhat useful. Plus it's really nice, you get 2 of these. It's really nice to be able to just right click on the zombie and have it instant cured rather than have to wait the whatever it is 6 or 7 minutes sometimes for them to turn on their own. So not, I would say, a terrible item. I really like this item. I use this item a lot. Magical zombie pills is a really good item. This infused magnet I think is turned off on my server. But I have seen it work. You just put it down and it drags all of the little things that drop. So if you're mining or something and you put that down, it will drag all of the items to the magnet. Not extremely useful, but kind of an interesting item. Not extremely expensive. Magnets are fairly early game items. The nickel and the cobalt is a little expensive, but overall mediocre. Usefulness and fairly, I would say, similar in resources. A soulbound backpack. This is a 36 slot backpack that is bound to you when you die. Talked about this already. Essence of Afterlife is fairly expensive, and you need to put your woven backpack in there. Useful item, and I think that having that soulbound is a pretty good idea if you can pull off those essences. Flask of Knowledge allows you to store some of your experience. So this is a fairly cheap item. 3 magical tier 2 lumps and a glass pane. This is something that's actually somewhat useful. You could store your experience early on. And then when you get to later levels to be able to upgrade 1 level is kind of nice. It's also used in some advanced recipes. Ancient Pedestal, we'll get into that. We'll talk about this. This is a mid to late game item. Ancient Altar, same thing. These 2 things work together to make some mid game to late game items. Infernal Bone Meal speeds up growth, including nether warts. Not particularly useful and super expensive to make. I'm not sure. I assume it's used every single click. So this just is absolutely not worth it in my opinion. Elytra scale. I think that this is just a component. Elytra, we all know what that is, but again, this is sort of a mid to late game item. Infused Elytra is the same thing with mending. 6 flasks of knowledge, so 6 levels of experience stored, and then those 2 Elytra scales. Soulbound Elytra, a little more expensive. Again, Essence of Afterlife. A Trident. We've all seen a Trident before. So these are fairly expensive to make. I think you're probably much, much better off just farming these. Totem of Undying. I can never see this as being somewhat useful. A Totem of Undying works just like a vanilla Totem of Undying. Extremely expensive to make. I cannot see using this at all. Rainbow Wool is kind of fun. Mid-game item. This Ancient Rune is a mid-game type of thing. But the wool, if you put it down, if you use it for building blocks. And we have also Rainbow Glass Panes, Rainbow Clay, Rainbow Concrete, Rainbow Terracotta. All of those things just change color. They cycle colors. So all of these rainbow items just give you the normal item, Rainbow Wool, Rainbow Glass. But when you put it down, it just cycles through the colors. So kind of cute if you're into that sort of a thing. So this is a concrete block and it just cycles through the colors. It'll constantly do that as long as it's placed. So this last item on this list is an infused hopper. Very useful in some things. I'll show you some pretty cool builds that will use infused hopper. But this is a pretty expensive thing to make. There's 4 ancient runes, and ancient runes are really expensive. And an infused magnet. So this is a fairly expensive item as well. 2 regular hoppers and 2 obsidian. But what this item does is wherever you put this thing down, anything within 3 above, 3 below, 3 to the left, 3 in front, 3 to the right, 3 behind, all of those things that you put down, it will scoop up. So I have an item here, it's within that block, and now it gets picked up. So wherever that item is, as long as it's within that 7x7 block, so it's not 7 from the item, it's 7 total. So it's 1 where the item is, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 that direction, 1, 2, 3 this direction, and 1, 2, 3 this direction. So it's 7x7. So whatever items I put down, it will just suck up every other tick. So, and those will be inside the hopper, and then you could put them inside of a chest. So pretty cool item. I really find this one useful and use it quite frequently. Definitely the most useful item, I would say, on this list, other than possibly the zombie pills. So thanks for coming and checking out this video. I know that there's a whole lot of information here, and some of it I should probably go into a little more detail. Anyway, if you learned something today, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining.